Welcome to Alloy's Embedded POC Quick Start. In this video, we're going to show you how to build, install, and run your first workflow using Alloy Embedded without needing to implement our SDK, or write code otherwise. By the end of it, you'll learn how to set up an integration that listens for events happening in Shopify and streams them back to your app in real time. To get started, you'll need two things: a Shopify developer store and a webhook URL. First things first, click the link in our POC Quick Start to be taken to a URL where you can create a Shopify developer account. Fill out the necessary fields, click Sign In, and go through the welcome flow. Once you're logged in, navigate to the Stores button at the top left of your screen. You'll be prompted to confirm your email, so go ahead and do so, and then refresh. Once the verification banner is gone, click Create a Development Store. Select the option to create a store for test and build, which will give us the ability to use test data. Choose a URL and select Test Data. In a few moments, your store should be created. Once it is, go ahead and sign in. You'll notice that your account is already populated with some test data, including info on products, orders, and customers. That's all we need to do here for now. The next step is to create a webhook URL. To demonstrate data flowing from a third-party tool like Shopify through Alloy and into your application, we'll use bScepter, a free API mocking tool that allows you to stand up a URL which can receive data. In practice, data would go to a URL that belongs to your application. Once you have your URL, copy it and move on to step 3. In this step, we'll use Alloy to build a workflow. Start by making sure you're logged into the Alloy platform. Once you're logged in, click New Integration and choose Shopify from the list. Name your integration and click Save. Next, click New Workflow, which will bring you to Alloy's drag and drop builder. Choose Shopify as your event block and click Continue. On the next page, you'll choose the event happening in Shopify that you want to trigger a workflow based on. Let's choose Customer Created. Feel free to explore the sample data to get a sense for what it may look like, and click Done. Next, we're going to tell Alloy to send this data to our destination URL in bScepter. Remember, this is our stand-in for your app for testing purposes. To do that, we'll use the Stream block. Select the Shopify trigger we defined in the previous step and paste that URL. Click Done. Give the workflow a name that makes sense to you, save it, and click Release this workflow. Next, it's time to activate the workflow we just built. To do that, click Share. Assuming you don't have existing users set up, click Share it with a new user in the dialog box and enter your email. Note that you can choose how long the link will be valid for. In this case, let's say 1 week. Click Generate Link and copy it. Next, open an incognito tab and paste the link. You should see the embedded modal, which is the front end your users would leverage to authorize your integration. In this case, we've shared it as a secure web link, but note that most product teams would embed this directly into their application via the Alloy SDK to provide a native user experience. Enter the Shopify domain that you created earlier and hit Connect. This will prompt you to connect your Shopify store to Alloy. It's worth mentioning here that if you use Alloy's Secrets Manager, You'd simply need to provide your own client ID and client secret to populate your app's logo on the right, rather than Alloy's. When you're done, click Finish Installation and navigate back to Alloy. Click to your main dashboard, and you'll notice that your new Shopify integration now shows one installation. Next, it's time to trigger this workflow. To do that, we'll need to create a new customer in Shopify. Navigate back to your developer store, click Add Customer, and fill out the relevant info. Make sure to make a mental note of the customer profile data, since you're going to use it to test that your workflow is firing correctly in a minute. Click back to Alloy, refresh the page, and you should notice that we have our new customer. Click into the workflow and open up the execution logs. The data you see here should be the same data that you just entered in Shopify: name, email address, and phone number. Lastly, we'll also want to see that this data was sent to Bceptor, so let's navigate over to that tab. As you can see, the same name, email address, and phone number has made its way here as well. And that's it. Congrats. You just built, launched, and installed your first integration using Alloy Embedded. If you have any further questions on how this process works, be sure to check out our docs further or just ask your Alloy rep directly. Thanks for watching.